My God, he put on a shirt and tie. Don, this is a very casual. I mean, is that the way you're dressing in Vegas now? I mean, you got to show up in a shirt and tie?
I had to work today.
You had to work. I know the real estate business is very good.
It's doing very well. Yes. Thank you, Bob.
Well, I thought you could just work in a nice, shirt, drop the tie. I mean, come on.
Oh, no. Got to have that professional look. I mean, it means a whole lot in a real estate transaction.
Oh, in the real estate business, yes.
Yes.
Those are the days in the insurance business when we all went in the suit and the tie and the hat and all that. I remember those.
Yes,
days.
for sure.
And now if you, only certain events will I put on a shirt and only other events would I put on a tie. And life's, I like
be careful. You have to be careful. You're not like the guy on TV that didn't realize that he was on the Zoom meeting and walks out in his undershorts.
It happens all the time on Zoom meetings because guys are sitting there, suit and tie, and they are in there. Hey, where's Glow? There she is.
Lion
Say hello,
Gloria.
Zenny.
Hey, Lion Gloria, how are you? Lion Patrick and Lion Don, how are you both in Las Vegas?
Very good. We miss seeing you guys in person and going out to dinner with you.
Yeah, I wish we could go there too, but because
sometime in the future, it'll happen.
Hopefully.
It'll be back to the future, huh?
Definitely.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But I get the car. Sharon and Viella will not be with us tonight. And I'll tell you a story about Bob Fenech a little later. I found him.
Oh.
Good detective. I found him.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be all there is, Bob.
It could be, and we'll do it, okay? Graziano was supposed to come in. Bill and I are working on some projects. He has a lot, and I do mean a lot, of 49er memorabilia, which between Uncle John and Bill and so forth. So we're going to go, he has all the programs and a lot of, things that he's collected. So we're going to go next week, go through that, see what eBay has to say about some of these things.
Getting back to the Washington Post, Bob Woodward just released his book entitled Rage.
Yeah,
He had several interviews.
It's been out for a few days.
Yeah. He had several interviews with Trump, and he's spilling everything.
Well, he's spilling everything in the way he sees it. I saw the interview on 60 Minutes just to see what he was going to say and to whom. And I see, but he, back in another time, did what was good for journalism, and that's all I'll say. I have to stop there. Okay, well, what time is it? It's 6:33. Well, if Graziano catches up with us and a few other people, we'll do this. So let us begin, as we say. So, George, where's the gavel? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Where's the gavel?
Here I am. Gavel?
Yeah.
Oh, the bell. The bell's at the Italian American Club.
Is the gavel with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Not that I need it, but I just want to make sure in case we do have when we have a real in-person meeting, we'll be able to pull out the decorations and the accoutrements for other things.
Well, you probably could drop by and pick it up if you gave a call ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm sure I would. It just dawned on me today. Where's all the the gavels and so forth? Okay. Lyle, can you put up my first picture? What I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this most of the time, and that is start with a little history. As you know, being a historian, I have to. As you're aware, last Friday was the 19th anniversary of what we've come to call 9/11. these past few months, there have been some unpredictable and have presented many challenges for us, the people in the country today. Today, we reflect again on a trying and difficult time in America's history. On September 11th, 2001, we joined together as one of the most shocking and brutal terrorist acts our nation ever experienced. In the face of such adversity, we were united to counter terrorism with compassion and solidarity. On that day, as you know, all the guys that get and ladies that get out there on the lines first, we lost 343 firefighters, 23 from the New York Police Department, and 37 from the Port Authority. The first responders took the wreckage that ensued, and with no hesitation and total disregard for their own health and safety, they went to do what they were trained and wanted to do, and that's help their fellow neighbors. Since 2001, almost 3 million men and women have answered the call of service to protect our nation's freedom. Even 19 years later, our patriotic pride and collective sense of duty to each other still holds true, making sure that we will never forget. And now as Lyle puts up the flag, Lion Steve, would you say the Pledge of Allegiance for us?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Indivisible, pardon me, I almost forgot the words. It's been a long day of training. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And to the republic
For which it stands, one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And for those of you who don't know, Steve is one of those first responders. Okay, what's
Deputy Sheriff.
Thank you.
now on the invocation? Joe Farah, would you do that for us, please?
Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity for we members of the Geneva-Excelsior Lions Club to meet. Help us meet our goals to aid the needy, hungry, and underprivileged among us. We ask that you soon bring an end to this worldwide virus that has taken a terrible toll. We also ask that you bring comfort to the West Coast wildfire victims and that you keep our brave firefighters safe. Amen.
Amen.
And let me add one thing to that. Please keep in mind, Viola's husband died on Monday, and in the Islamic tradition, he was buried yesterday. And of course, she's with her family tonight. And now if we can get Lyle back, he's going to walk around the screen and introduce everybody.
Okay, in alphabetical order.
Really?
Ooh,
First of all, outside of our guests, pardon me. First of all, we have Lion Joe Farah, who joined the club in May 1966 and was sponsored by Bill Tonelli.
Hey.
Okay. Once again, in alphabetical order, we have Lion Bob Lahan, joined the club in August 1998 and was sponsored by James Kerr. Next, going by last name, is Lion Zanata Lahan, joined April 2012 and was sponsored by Robert Lahan. And going down, we have Lion Steve Martin, joined the club October 2014 and was sponsored by Bob Fenech, conspicuous by his absence. Okay. And next we have Lion George Soleil, joined July 1991, sponsored by me. And last but not least, myself, joined October 1982 and was sponsored by Joe Farah.
What about this young man that just joined us?
Well, we have our guest, Donald Watson, and his wife. I didn't catch your name, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I'll take care of that. How about Aaron? When did you join
then
the
we
Lions?
have the perpetually wonderful Lion Aaron Strauss, former member, but now with Daly City host. So there you go.
Okay. And Lion Sharon is off to a governor's visit. Now, she doesn't say where or why, but I don't know whether the governor went to, one of the, she is, we know she's zone chairman, so it could be that. It could be the San Francisco Coordinating Council, or it could be that Gavin just dropped by her house to have dinner. I'm not quite sure. Now, the elusive Bob Fenech. As you know, being a bachelor, some of you are, it's tough out there. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, the Mariposa Yacht Club serves dinner. And so that's where you will find Bob. You're right, Steve, that's where he is. He says, I got to get out of the house. So he goes there for dinner and some, healing waters, and sits out on the deck with the heaters and stays there until they, decide that they're going to close up. I told him next time, take your laptop. They have Wi-Fi there, and just join us, and as you sit there and enjoy your dinner and the view out over the water. The Magnificent Yacht Club. Okay. Now, Lion Joe, Don Watson, we're going to let you talk first, because if you go through all the stuff we're going to go through, so we'll put you on the beginning. Now,
Mr. President, would you mind introducing effectively our guests, Lion Donald Watson and their position, and also Lion Gloria Watson in their position in Las Vegas Lions Club?
If you will stay with me, I have a whole sheet to read. Look at this.
No wonder.
I have done my homework.
I wasn't sure whether you're going to say something or what.
Well, first off, I was going to say, full disclosure, Don and Gloria and Zenny and I have been friends for 40 years?
At least.
At least. And we've been to a lot of parties together, and that's where we'll stop, okay?
1977.
Okay. All right. I think the cat's giving her trouble. Lion Don became a Lion in 1991 when he joined the Union City Lions as part of District 4C3. He had that, which we all have, kind of an aha moment that convinced him to become a permanent Lion on a trip to the Philippines, where the Union City Lions delivered 2 used ambulances full of medicine, wheelchairs, to 2 cities in the Philippines. Seeing what good things are done, he decided, I'm going to get right in with everybody else. In '94, he helped to organize a new Lions Club, the Golden State Lions of Union City, and his wife, Lion Glow, okay, as we call her, helped him do all that and so forth. Then he retired to Las Vegas in 2014. Now, I always question that. No, I don't say about that. And he's held every office in every club. Right now, he is, was zone chairman. One of the reasons I asked him to speak to us, because we take care and donate every month to the Lions Eye Foundation. Don has been the head of it. He's been a trustee. I think he still is. So I asked him if he would say a little bit first about what the Lions Eye Foundation really does, what they need, how we can help them, and then he can tell us about the oldest club in the oldest Lions Club in Las Vegas, 82 years. Vegas wasn't even found 82 years ago. You guys must have started out in the middle of the desert in a tent. Okay, Lion Don, you are on.
Thank you, Lion Bob, for the nice introduction. I appreciate it. Greetings to all of you from the Geneva-Excelsior Lions Club. Lion Glow and I are grateful for the chance to talk to you tonight. First, I'm going to tell you, as Bob said, a little bit about the Lions Eye Foundation, and then I will spend some time telling you how our club here in Las Vegas is dealing with the COVID crisis. First, the Lions Eye Foundation. Due to COVID, like so many other organizations, we have not been able to meet to have our regular quarterly meetings. It's just one of those things where you try and get people together, and we normally would meet in Monterey or San Jose or Reno, places like that, and there would be about 75 people who are trustees and advisors who would show up for the meeting. We've had to meet instead via Zoom, which we're doing tonight. If you've done many of these Zoom meetings, you know how troublesome sometimes they can be with background noise, people interfering, people wanting to ask questions, not being able to, speakers just going overboard in what they're saying. So those meetings generally last 3 hours, whether we do them in person or on Zoom. So you can imagine sitting here in front of Zoom for 3 hours. And we've done 2 quarterly meetings like that. Unfortunately, with COVID uncertainty, we do not know if we're going to be able to hold the next 2 quarterly meetings. And so they are planned for Zoom. In October of this year is really the time that we were going to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Lions Eye Foundation. And unfortunately, we had to postpone that. It was going to be in Reno, Nevada. Now it's been postponed a whole year, and we're hoping October 2021 that we will be able to celebration of our 60th. By then, it'll already be 62 years. Can you hear me all right? Just want to check. I have a new speaker here.
You go in and out just a little bit.
Okay. All
Hey,
right.
you're fading out a little bit. Mhm.
A little bit. All right. I'll get a little closer here.
That's good.
Okay. So John Posey, who is our executive director, reported on July 25 that during the state shutdown, California state shutdown, the center could only do about 2 emergency surgeries per week, compared to more than 10 per week that we were doing before COVID. Not only does this severely reduce our services, but it also hurts our revenue. LEF has been planning an ambulatory surgical center. They call it the ASC, which Lion Bob and Lion Zenny have toured. That was in the planning for more than a year, and would have been open to the public already were it not for COVID. So we are at the point of being able to open hopefully by October. It's been named the Pacific Vision Surgery Center. One of the co-founders was Pacific Vision. They contributed $1.2 million to it, and the Lions Eye Foundation contributed $1.2 million. By the time it opens, we'll be able to do much more than we ever have, and we're looking forward to opening it full time. Just to give you an idea of the services that we do, 2019 was a banner year in terms of services. In that time, we served almost 3,000 clients in the year. That's a record for us. The combined value, if you take all of the things that we did for the various clients, the combined value would be $7.1 million. But it only cost the Lions Eye Foundation $637,000. That is great news, because for every $1 that gets contributed to the Lions Eye Foundation, we produce over $9 in services for people who need it. So if you need a place to make a donation, it's definitely with LEF. Where else can you get a 1 to 9 rate? So as you know, 2020, our services have been curtailed and our revenue. So if you can donate more, and I do want to commend your club, I understand from Lion Bob that you contribute several $100 a month to the Lions Eye Foundation, and I want to thank you for that dedication. Then I'll go on and tell you a little bit about the Las Vegas Host Lions Club, we started our meetings again on the first Tuesday of July and have been meeting weekly. Our club meets weekly. Being the host club, we are supposed to be open almost every day, every week of the year, in case we have visiting Lions. While we meet in a restaurant, and it is Chef Mark's at the Ahern Hotel, which is right off of the Las Vegas Boulevard on Sahara. And the chef produces a meal for us every week, which is something that he wants to do. We're really enjoying it. We were the first club in Las Vegas to go back to weekly meetings, but we have been now encouraging other clubs, and there are 14 Lions clubs in Las Vegas and Henderson combined. So a few of them are beginning to come back. We had to put off our fundraisers, we've had to put off our services, and most of that still we cannot do. We even find trouble having speakers come in to speak to us, even though we are a live meeting. We don't do Zoom. Many of our speakers do not feel comfortable coming in and speaking at the restaurant. Even though we do social distancing, wear masks into the hotel, into the restaurant. The tables and the chairs are well spread out, so we are within the 6-foot distancing. We are by ourselves, so there normally is about 20 of us per meeting to meet. And we've encouraged our other clubs in Las Vegas to also come and join us. We had to put off our installation. Normally we have our installation in June. We put it off until July, then we had to put it off until August. And finally, at the end of August, we were able to get our installation done. Our incoming president, who is now president, Lion Marlon Call, he's pretty much a cowboy, if you can believe that. Las Vegas and cowboys. He has horses. He's been around horses his whole life, and he lives in Las Vegas. So if you didn't know that, there are many places in Las Vegas that horses are welcome.
In the backyard.
In your backyard. And so he had kind of a cowboy calling. We invited many of the clubs that were near us to come out and join us. And since many of them had not been meeting, it served as a great opportunity to get together. We had more than 10 clubs that sent members to our installation. We've had to do some new things because we can't do our normal fundraising. So we are doing 2 online fundraising events. One is we joined the Reno Host Lions Club to do a virtual dog fest in support of Canine Companions. And if you go to Canine Companions, you can find out about a dog fest. We hope next year to be able to do a live dog fest where the dogs race. In this case, it's virtual dogs. And it was a fundraiser. That happens this coming Saturday. Also, our club has been a big supporter of the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. Once a month, we would serve down there where they serve meals to about 300 people, and they serve at least 2 meals a day, every single day of the week. Since we couldn't do that serving in person, they have done an online event, which allows us to contribute and get other people to contribute. That's very important for them. During the severe shutdown, our club did donate $5,000 to the local food bank, which is known as 3 Square, and that food bank supplies all the food banks in Las Vegas. We're hoping that in May, our main fundraiser, which has been an annual golf tournament, and we've been doing it now for more than 30 years. We're hoping that that will happen. It's on the program. Normally, we raise between $25,000 and $30,000 at one event. Beyond that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Well, you said something about cowboys.
Cowboys, yes.
Okay, well, is this not the picture of the cowgirl receiving her Melvin Jones Award.
You've been on Facebook, Bob. That's Lion
You
Glow.
sent it to me. You sent it to me. Oh, I thought, too much for that. Okay.
You're a historian.
Oh, anyhow, Gloria looked good there. Okay, so forth. Yeah, we're having the same issues. We have 4 fundraisers that we're trying to keep alive, and so forth. We don't have the numbers that you have, but we have not tried a restaurant yet. They're a little different in San Francisco here than they may be in other parts of the world, as far as having people in. So this is why we do this. We are hoping that maybe by the first of the year, we might have a real sit down and, oh, I remember you, that type of meeting, and be able to do that, whether it's in the city or whether it's, just close outside for a couple places that we know. And then we can always invade the yacht club if we can get Fenech to get a table for us, okay? And just so, Don, just so you know, the Mariposa Yacht Club is not a real, quote, yacht club. They got a spot down there where they built the new Oracle arena. It's a couple of rooms, a deck, and a bunch of guys who belong to the club and have a good time. And that's about it. And I don't think any of them own a boat or a yacht. It's just a place to socially meet, etc. But we're none of them, okay? But it's been a great place for us to hold our meetings and our crab feed and so forth. And that's the things that we're looking for, forward to doing. There are a lot of things that we can say that, that we used to do, but it's interesting to hear that you're actually out and have people together and, across the table from each other.
Yes.
And keep that social thing going, which we are really part of.
It's so important. And in our meetings, we miss being able to shake hands and pat people on the back. So we've been doing an elbow to elbow.
Donald, you may be interested to learn that 3 of the past treasurers of the Lions Eye Foundation were members of this club.
Whoa, I didn't know that. That is good.
Galdo Pavini, Charlie Bottarini, and going way back, past Governor Joe Giuffre were former treasurers of the Lions Eye Foundation. I myself was an advisor for several years.
Huh.
And I think we published in the bulletin, Lyle, the pictures that I took when we were at the Lions Eye Foundation here in San Francisco when they opened it up.
Yes,
Yes, we did.
they're on our website. 2019, I believe they're in.
Good. Okay.
You need to see them. Is that the deal?
Well, I don't need to see them, but
I've seen them.
Don is on our list. He got them, and so forth. So we have to keep this, this camaraderie and these connections going here for a while. We're still out here. Don, I want to thank you and Gloria, Lion Gloria, for coming us. You're perfectly welcome to stay with us as we go through some of the things that we do. And I thought maybe at the end of the meeting, Lyle would just leave Zenny and Glow on to talk to each other for a while. Because
I can call Glow anytime, not during the Zoom meeting.
you got to learn. You girls can Zoom it up together so you can sit and talk to each other.
Line president, check your Lions email.
Check my Lions email?
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute. Where am I here? I'm up here someplace. Okay, I'm telling you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Let me see.
Don.
Where's my Lions?
Lion,
Oh, there
Don,
it is.
I'm interested in the horse aspects. That's very interesting. People used to have horses here in San Francisco until not that long ago, actually. So that's good to know. You've got some equestrian members and people are still in touch with that there in Vegas.
Yes. It's amazing how many people have a misunderstanding about Vegas. You hear it and all that you think about is the script. But There are more churches in Las Vegas than there are in the San Francisco Bay Area for all different kinds of denominations. And on Sundays, without COVID, they are full. So there's more than just the gambling here.
Lion President, I'm going to share my screen. You do the presentation.
Oh, as soon as if I can get Zoom back, I seem to go to lunch here.
Oh,
Oh.
look at that.
Wow.
Thank you.
You know, did you find it?
I have found it, but let me see if I can get back on the meeting. Where are we? We're on here someplace. Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
There's a guest speaker certificate on the screen.
Yeah, there's a guest, and it says, "Thank you, Don." Okay,
I
from
can
the
see it.
Geneva-Excelsior Lions Club on Wednesday the 16th. Joe Farah, who is our treasurer, and me, who is the president. So
Thank you.
our Lion Lyle will send it to you.
Yes,
Okay.
please do.
Lion
Yeah.
Bob will send it to you. It's in his inbox. Don't
It's in
look
my
for it
inbox.
now, though,
Okay.
because you'll get
no.
confused.
Lyle controls everything here. I have nothing to do. I pushed the wrong button, and I'm probably out in the street. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so anyhow, thanks for coming and talking to us.
All right.
If you remember, though, one day, I grew up in the 50s and 60s in Vegas, and when you say the church, I would automatically move to one community who has a temple in Las Vegas and has controlled most of the money interests and the business interests for many, many years. Okay, and they were also the founders of Las Vegas when Vegas was just a little teeny water stop for the railroad until they built this big, huge construction called Hoover Dam. I still call it Boulder Dam. And that brought in a heck of a lot of people and changed the city. But I wrote some of that down for a certain person in my life to give them the history of from 1953 to 1964, 65 of all the things that I can remember about growing up in a city when there were 3 high schools and 7 hotels, and everybody knew everybody else. And if you had to get things done, you had certain friends that you talked to, and they got it done for you.
They got it done. Sure thing.
David, how long, Donald, how long have you lived in Vegas?
Actually, Lion Glow and I bought our retirement home here and had it built in 2002. So we took possession of it, but we were living in Fremont in California, and we go back and forth for about 10 years. Finally moved here officially in 2011, but still did a lot of work in California until 2014 when we finally joined the Las Vegas Host Lions Club.
Don, how many times did you drive between Fremont and Vegas?
Oh boy, every week, sometimes it would be twice. I put 300,000 miles on one car, ran the wheels right off of it, but it lasted 300,000 miles.
One of the times I drove down with you, I kept saying to him, "You want me to take over driving?" "Oh no, I got this. You know, so forth. You should have been a long haul truck driver, Don. I mean, geez.
Yeah, should have been.
Okay.
All right. Well, if any of you do come to Vegas, please let us know. And try and come on a Tuesday because we have a meeting for lunch, and I'd be glad to welcome you to our club.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we'll be glad to do
Very
it.
much.
Okay, we'll leave you now. Thank you.
Have the residential real estate values bounced back?
Oh man, they are so much back. Our home prices are going up. The median price for a home here in Vegas is now about $380,000, whereas easily 6 years back it was more in the $180,000. Big bounce back.
Remarkable.
Yes. And a lot cheaper than living in San Francisco, right?
You got to run your air conditioner all the time.
Go, I'll call you much later.
All right. We'll see you. Thanks, Danny.
Tom,
Bob, and all of you.
Gloria, thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, now back to the realities of life. Secretary Joe, do we have any correspondence from anybody that we should know about?
just a letter of gratitude from the Canine Companions. We sent a donation in memory of George Habib passing away, and they're thanking us for it.
Okay. Now, what about the minutes of the past?
This is
We
not a
don't
board
have minutes
meeting.
in this meeting, Lion President.
What?
We don't present minutes in this meeting.
This is not a board meeting, Lion Bob.
Oh, okay. Well, it says minute. Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Well, I got agenda here. It says that on. Okay. Are there any?
Jenny, would you help him out, please?
Yeah. Would you?
I'll try. He keeps himself down in his
I'm new at this.
room.
I'm still learning. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Do we have any committee reports? Like youth and community.
Youth and community is coming along. I've heard from 3 more groups that are all participating. I am waiting to hear from 5 additional groups, however. I'm moving forward. Hopefully by the end of this week, I'll be sending letters out to our members for 2 purposes. Number 1, to buy some tickets if they want to, and then also to get members to renew their sponsorship of prizes and whatnot. So that's where we stand on that.
Good.
We're doing okay.
And now.
I also
Okay.
have a report on the football pool.
What?
We're all aware that the fix is in.
Yeah, well, you know, as I said to one line earlier today, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. But anyway, winners of Sunday's 49er debacle. First quarter was Gina Nuzzi. The second and third quarter was me. And I'm glad we're not in person because I don't have to feel the darts that you're throwing at me. The final was won by Pat Bell and the reverse final by Mary Gephardt. So that's the results of our first game. There's still a few squares that have not been paid for. Everybody says the check's in the mail, but I haven't received it yet. So there we are.
Okay.
Are all the squares spoken for?
Any squares that will remain unpaid, I have 2 people that have already paid for a new square, and plus I have 3 or 4 additional on a waiting list. So they all should be taken without a problem.
Superb. Okay. Thinking in the future, because of where we are and thinking about the crab feed, I still don't have a permanent spot or a designated spot to do it. Okay. I can think of, certain places around town, including a couple of schools that I know and the yacht club. But we just got to get through this stuff. I know we have to know by the end of the year of whether or not we're going to be able to, eat inside or outside, as the case may be. But I'm staying on that. Anything else that we should committee report on?
Let me share my screen again to give you an update on the club administrator position. Does everybody see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the login for the My Lion page, which comes off of, hold on one second. Okay. Okay, come on. Okay. I'm not going to show you the international site. But anyway, this is our club account. And this is my personal sign-in. I have entered some information from the last 2 months. That's why you see these are our club metrics right here. Okay. To date, we have served 7 people. We have completed 5 activities. We have 3 volunteer hours. We've donated $1,010. So that's where we sit right now. Let me see if I can show you individually what blah 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 blah. This is not it's not a very well designed activity page here. These are our activities that we've done so far this year. A donation is counted as an activity. Every month we have the Lions Eye Foundation donation. That actually has been set up to go toward diabetes, because the Eye Foundation is using the $200 we spend each month for diabetes patient eye care. So we get credit for serving 2 people and $200 in donations every month. The reason I know it's 2 people is because I telephoned Mark Pascovan and asked him, how many people do we serve every month with that? And we came up with 2 people. So that's where we sit with that. Here it shows the purchase of the eyeglasses for the senior. That was actually 3 hours of service, and we served 1 person. We donated $275 or whatever it was. And here's again the Lions Eye Foundation, August 1st. Here's the money we gave to Project for Canine Companions. And here's a monthly donation for the Lions Eye Foundation again. So that's where we sit. That's, what our service activities look like. And in terms of people, that's the metrics we have so far. As the year goes by, it'll be more. I can bore you with showing you the spreadsheet I made to do all this, but it's really not worth the time. I thought that our club meetings where we set up activities and stuff or discuss activities and whatnot were counted as service activities, but apparently they're not. So I sent the spreadsheet. Yeah, I sent a spreadsheet out to Lion Joe and Lion Bob, or copies of the spreadsheets, showing meetings and number of hours and blah blah blah. I'm dropping all that. There's no need for me to record all that if it's not going to be used.
Gotcha.
So there we go. That's what's happening. We're up to date as far as service activity reporting. I don't know where it's going to go. How it's a little wonky. The instructions are, as I explained to Bob and Joe, they're about as clear as mud. So we'll fake it as we go along.
Okay, too many.
Sorry to take up your time with that.
No, that's good, and I have, I looked at the report here, and it's something that we can kind of cut down a little bit.
If I may, while Aaron Strauss is here, Aaron, one of the Peaky boys early in the year was asking me for information on Jacob Ratenoff. And as you recall, he was a member of the Mission Lions Club, and he wanted this information for the annual memorial service they have at the district convention. And aside from the fact that Jacob lived in Hillsborough, I know nothing about him. And if you will, Steve Peaky is coordinating this, and he's in charge of it. And he would appreciate hearing anything you know about Jacob's background, his occupation or involvement in Lions, or who sponsored him, and when he became a Lion, or anything like that. And this way I won't have to get back to Steve. I told Steve to ask you. I said, if anybody knows, it would be you.
On that, Joe, I have 2 pieces of information. I have his membership application from 1969, And I have a little bit of a sketchy service or membership record from the Mission Lions. It doesn't have a lot of information on it, but I will email that to you if you like. I will email both of those to you.
Just email that directly to Steve Peakey,
Steve Peakey, okay. I'll find his email
past
address.
district governor.
Okay.
Do you have anything to add to that, Aaron?
I have nothing to add to that because I wouldn't have anything.
Because you what?
I never had any information like that.
Oh. Did you know what kind of work he did?
Well,
No.
Just looking at his membership application, he was, at the time, he was Jacob Ratnoff Insurance on Mission Street in the 2900 block. But I think eventually he could have been part of, could have been involved with a funeral home, but I'm really unclear on that, to be very honest with you.
Okay, so if you will, when it's convenient, there's no urgency. I guess the next district convention, they'll have a 2-year memorial service.
Right. Yeah, our information on some of the older membership people is very sketchy. On some of our members, we have pretty good information. Even though some of our, what I would call key members, their membership record is gone. I don't know where it's at. Somebody removed it from the secretary's book at some point and never replaced it.
That's strange. Very strange.
So yeah, somebody took it out and used it for something. I have no idea what.
Okay.
And it, you know, people like Ron Faina, some very what I would consider key members. I have nothing on them at all, which is, it's unfortunate, but that's, you know, it happens.
Okay, thanks.
No.
The 3 things I want to discuss. One happens to be, excuse me, we have some guys and ladies who really can't get or stay up this late at night. Okay, and they talked about doing a noon Zoom meeting, and this really sees if we can hook in Hanford Clues and maybe Al Gentili, and have a noon Zoom meeting. Say that 3 times fast. What do you think of that? I mean, who could be able to do it if you weren't fixing a pipe in somebody's basement?
Well, I don't have a problem setting the meeting up, you know, and you know, sending out the invitations and
Talking about a Saturday Zoom.
and
As long as
actually
we're going to do it, we're talking about doing it on a Saturday.
Yeah, we do on a Saturday too.
Yeah, I think a Saturday would be good. I mean, I think the majority of us can take a shot at Saturday and do a Zoom meeting on a Saturday.
Absolutely. I have no trouble with that whatsoever. We can schedule it whenever you like.
Well, I
All
thought
right.
that Lion, I thought that you were gonna check with Lion Hanford.
He said, actually, he said during the week at noontime.
Oh,
He may have a problem with a weekend meeting. I don't know.
Well, we'll check with him.
His reply was noontime during the week. That's what his reply was.
We'll ask him what he wants about, how he feels about Saturdays.
I will ask him that. I'm reasonably sure he answered it already in the last one I sent him, but nevertheless, let me see if I can find that. Daytime meetings. He didn't say anything about weekends. He said any weekday around noon would be great. That's what his reply. But I will get back to him about Saturday.
Good. Thank you. 2 other things. One, I got a letter from a lady that wants to talk about a blood drive, but however, I don't see how we can do that with the current situations that we're in.
I received that was an email line, Bob. from
Yep.
our website. That email okay. Let me explain. There's a contact form on our website, and when somebody fills that out and clicks send or submit, an email is sent to both the line president at the time, whoever it happens to be, and to me as the web guy.
The web
And if the line president drops the ball and doesn't follow through, I do. In many cases, I follow through almost immediately anyway, particularly if it has to do with, hey, I need some eyeglasses. What can I do? Things like that.
And I can understand. Okay.
So it just so happens that you brought it up first, and good for you. Excellent.
Okay. Well, I think it's something we can keep in mind when, shall we say, the situations are a little better. In fact, if we get enough people together, perhaps it could be done at the. I just want to get the club back open.
It was a lengthy email, and to be honest with you, I haven't read it all yet. I had a lot of things going on today, so I didn't have a chance to read it. But what I'll probably do is answer her and ask her for additional information. Can we do this outside? Does it have to be inside? What's the deal? Give her some more, ask her some questions about what they're doing.
Yeah, they may have some places for us to do it. Excuse me. One more thing. I got this, and maybe a couple of you did. It has to do with a community diaper drive. Now, they don't say anything about kids or adults. Well, there's a little baby down there, so I assume it might be more little kids rather than big kids.
Line president, I sent that in. Hold on just a second. This is the announcement that he's talking about. Everybody should have received this, and it's just asking for the community for a donation of baby diapers and adult incontinence products to community members. And it's sent out by this, or it was posted by the ExcelsiorWorks.org. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, there's an email there that says rose@excelsiorworks.org. I looked online for information about ExcelsiorWorks.org. There was not a lot of information available. Right next to that, you'll also see something called Excelsior Collaborative. I also already looked up that as well, and they have a very minimal website. They have a Facebook page, they have a Twitter feed, and they also have an Instagram feed. Most of it was fairly recent, but once again, not a lot of information about this or about who they are. My question, I brought this up, and my question was, do we care who they are? As long as they're giving this stuff out to people in our community.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I sent this out last week. I thought by this Tuesday we would have had some stuff together and would be able to deliver it. But it was not hopped on by anybody. Nobody questioned it or anything. So I just let it go, or I let it be, I should say. So there you have it. I just thought it would be a quick way for us to do something in the community. I don't know.
It looks like that's the old location of Habitat for Humanity, the corner of Alamania and Ocean.
Right, exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
It's not a terribly great location for dropping stuff off. What I thought, if we wanted to participate in this event, anybody's got the time to go down to wherever and pick up some diapers or some adult incontinence stuff. Just maybe we can all coordinate, drop it off at Ward's office. He could hold it there for a few days. We can slap some labels on there that say donated by the Geneva-Excelsior Lions Club and our website address. and we can arrange for a member to drop it off at this place.
One thing I would like to know if they're a nonprofit organization, 501 something.
I was not able to ascertain that. If the information was there, I didn't notice it, to be very honest with you.
I didn't notice it either. So, but that's one of the questions we can ask. All right, we'll hold that and make sure it holds other things when we can meet again. Now, anybody want to say anything before we bring this illustrious meeting to conclusion?
Yeah, I do. As far as the meeting during the day, I can do during the week just as easy as weekends. So,
That's great.
don't let that stop us.
Okay.
Good to know.
Excellent.
All right.
I've already sent an email to Hanford asking if Saturday at noon is okay. So
All right.
I probably will not hear back from him until tomorrow.
All right. Well,
He's sound asleep right now.
yeah, we yeah, he probably is. Yeah, we got it moving down the track, as we would say. Okay. Well, due to the fact that Bill Graziano is not here to give us a motion to end the meeting and praise the 49ers, who would like to do it?
I ditto Bill Graziano.
Yeah, that's commitment.
Okay. And of course, we can spend the next half hour talking about the Niners. Okay, one other little piece of history today, which might be important to certain guys here of a certain vintage. Today is the birthday of, I get to that, Lauren Bacall.
Oh, wow.
Geez.
And of course, this was one of the many things that she did, and so forth. Very neat lady. She died at 90 years old back in 2014, and so I did, little birthday celebration for Lauren and her great work of art that she left.
Another older actress that I actually saw a Facebook post about was Hedy Lamarr.
Yes, Hedy Lamarr.
And I don't know how many people here know that she was not only an actress, but she graduated with all kinds of honors and all kinds of degrees. And she actually either invented or helped invent radar.
Radar, right. Yeah, there's a whole story about it.
Among many other things having to do with radio and things of that nature, because that was the era she was in.
She was.
But,
she may have had the physical looks, but boy, did she have the brains, and she did work very closely in developing, radar and so forth. And that was right at the time that the world needed it, when there were some actions going on in various parts of. That's good. All right. So we still need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So second over here. All right, we got it. And it's been seconded. And thank you very much for all attendance. And Lyle, your technical work and so forth. And Aaron, it's always nice to see you. Speak up a little more. And
Always excellent.
And I hope that was interesting. I'm trying to get anybody knows of a speaker or so forth that we could have to come in and talk, even if it's not about, well, it should be about Lions business and what we could do. But if it's somebody from an entertaining standpoint or so forth, we might, loop them in. I've got an excellent presentation that George would appreciate, that we can get them to zoom in on us from the San Francisco Public Utilities Water Company. They have a superb presentation on the all the way from Hetch Hetchy to down into the ocean, shall we say. What happens to all the water and where it goes, and all the other things. And I did, just for the fun of it, we live here, we should know how we get certain services and where they come from, and more important, where they go when they're done. And so I might ask them if they could, just zoom in one evening, for us and bring up the screen. But they did it very nicely. And anyhow, so thank you for all the attendance. You have any ideas, let me know. You know where I am. And, be blessed out there, guys. And
Other question.
Did anybody actually watch the Niner game?
Yes, I did watch the Niners game because I wanted to see where they were. And as Bill and I discussed, they're at the same place. A mobile quarterback, the last 4 games they lost were the mobile quarterbacks who ran all over the place. So that seems to be a weakness. And without a couple of guys that can catch the ball from wide receiver, that seems to be a weakness. And Jimmy's got to learn to throw a little quicker, especially when we're down to the 4th quarter. Anything else?